this meeting to order. Could we have a moment of silence, please? Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Steve.
Thank you. Councilperson Canavari? Councilperson Papachek?
Here.
Councilperson Boyd?
Here.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Here.
Councilperson Sarsfield is present. Council President Demko?
Here.
Mayor Rowley?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, are there any public comments on any of the listed motions? No? Okay. Mike? She not here yet?
We can roll on.
We'll go in and just your top, giving the eye. Did you ask the speeches?
Is Katie here? Katie Baker?
No, she's not. I know she looks like that.
All right.
Good evening. Motion A, motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on July 8, 2019.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
B, motion to advertise the 2020 budget meetings for September 30th, October 21st, October 28th, November 25th, and December 5th, 2019, if needed.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
C, motion to permit the borough manager to execute a 3-year agreement between On-Demand Energy Solutions and the Borough of Carnegie to purchase electric service for the borough building and borough-owned property facilities through Constellation Energy.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Canavari?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield? Yes. Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
D, motion to authorize the borough manager to proceed with an appraisal for the municipal lot located known as the Mansfield Boulevard parking lot, lot and block number 103-M-226.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Steve, roll call.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Canavari?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield? Yes. Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
E, motion to adopt resolution number 2019-04, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, recognizing and supporting the application of the Borough of Carnegie to the Redevelopment Authority of Allegheny County, or AAC, is active Allegheny grant program to conduct the Carnegie Rails to Trails Panhandle Trail Connector Study.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Finance.
Motion to approve the August 2019 bill list and bill list addendum.
Second. Motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Sarsfield? Yes. Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Canavari?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'll explain this one before I read it. The motion basically exonerates the borough from paying the borough taxes to itself, which kind of makes sense that we would not pay tax to ourselves on our own building, to the extent which the part of this building is commercial, and we do have to pay tax on the commercial portion, but the part that is public use and for borough business, we don't have to pay tax on. So, motion to exonerate lot and block 102-B-287 Logan Street, Carnegie Borough Building from the 2019 borough property tax payment.
Second.
Motion and a second, Steve?
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Popacek?
Yes.
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Works.
I move to permit the Carnegie Soccer Association to utilize the Carnegie Park all-purpose field from August 26th to November 2nd at the following times: Monday, Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Safety.
Thank you, Madam President. I have one motion this evening. It's motion A. It's a motion to adopt Resolution 2015-05, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie establishing Chapter 15, Part 2, Section 209 of the Borough Code of Ordinances, creating a handicap parking space near 518 Forest Avenue.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Code enforcement.
Thank you, Madam President. I have one motion this evening. Motion to approve the application of Mr. Edward Fleck for the lot consolidation of lot and blocks 103-J-138 and 103-J-139 as recommended by the Planning Commission on July 30th, 2019.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, committee reports, administration,
I have nothing this evening, Madam President.
finance. Finance.
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
Hello. Code enforcement,
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
public works,
Nothing to see.
public safety.
I'll do it under good and welfare.
And my report, the only thing I have is that we were just informed that they're going to be finished out here on Mansfield next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, yeah, week from tomorrow.
Then they start on Washington.
So let's keep, well, they might not be doing Washington this year.
Oh, I already talked to them. I yell at them all the time.
So basically what they're going to be doing is, I talked to them today, and they're going to be removing the barricades on Tuesday. So I would say give that till the end of next week, until everything is cleaned up. And then they're going to get started on Chestnut after Labor Day. And then Washington isn't going to occur, from what I was told, next year, because this is a route for the detour for all of the trucks due to the bridge work on Noblestown. So they'll be moving to here, to Chestnut, after Labor Day. But we'll keep you posted on any updates.
Thank you, Steve. Manager's report, Steve.
Well, that was one of them, but thank you. Just a couple updates that I have for August. This is the time for the CDBG grants, which is the Community Development Block Grant. And what our goal is this year is to apply for a couple of demolitions. There hasn't been much money in the past for that, but there have since, I guess, been some chances for that this year. So I'll work with the code office to get a couple of the houses that we have that are currently vacant that we can propose for that project. So we'll be working on that over the next month. The farmers market for this year was to end at the end of August, but we will be moving into September. So as of right now, we're extending it to September 29th, and obviously see how the weather goes from there. Everybody's been very happy, and it was at the request of the vendors that we have. So we're going to go until basically the weather turns. So everything's been going very positive with that. And working on coming up will be the Open Streets event that we have. The date that we have currently is September 14th. So we've started to work with Jacobistic on basically scheduling all of the different vendors and businesses that would be involved with that, and we should have more information for that at the beginning of next month. And that's all I have, Council President.
Carnegie Volunteer Fire Department EMS report.
Thank you, Madam President. The fire calls for July were 17, and last month's EMS or ambulance service was 110, and for this month it's 102.
Riley.
Thank you, Madam President. The police activity for the month of July 2019. Criminal arrests and citations, 18. Traffic stops, 21. Traffic citations, 9. Parking tickets, 110. And complaints and self-initiated activity, 750. I had the chance to reflect on the 125th celebration, and I just have to say I couldn't be more proud of Carnegie. At different moments throughout the weekend, I found myself just standing there, smiling from ear to ear to take it all in. From the bustling streets at the Crawl, the activities at the library, to the proclamations of the Historical Society, Battle of the Borough, and finally a rockin' car cruise and crowded farmers market. It was so fulfilling to see our community embrace and celebrate our heritage. It gave me so much hope of where Carnegie is going and what the next 25 years will be like. I sincerely thank Councilwoman Regina Popacek for all of her hard work she has put into making sure we partied like it was 1894. Her leadership and ability to work together with all of the different groups, organizations, and departments to create a memorable year for Carnegie is impressive. From the calendars, the souvenirs, cookies, events, and much more, you truly did an amazing job. Thank you. None of this would be possible without our Borough Administration, Department of Public Works, Carnegie Police Department, and Carnegie Volunteer Fire Department. It was also so nice to see my fellow elected officials, Madam President Sue Demko, Vice President Phil Boyd, Councilman Michael Sarsfield, and Councilwomen Regina Popacek and Tess Canifora, in attendance throughout the weekend, celebrating our rich history and the town we represent and call home. Having the chance to be out interacting with our residents, friends, and visitors to our town, and to hear their feedback and ideas was motivating and energizing. It makes me want to keep working hard to make Carnegie the best place to live, work, and play. The year is not over, so stay tuned, and we will definitely keep it going throughout the remainder of 2019. A few events to highlight in August. On Saturday, August 17th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., there's the Backpack Bash, sponsored by the Salvation Army, and that is located at the Chartiers Valley Service Center at 225 West Main Street. There's free backpacks, haircuts, food, and other activities. You must be registered to participate, and space is limited. You can call 412-276-4757. And right around the corner, Monday, August 26th, Arlington School District's first day of classes. Summer is coming to an end. The Boys and Girls Club After School Program, aka School Year Program, begins August 26th and runs Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. This after-school program includes STEM, education, homework help, art classes, a daily snack, and dinner. The cost is $40 a week, and I do have a website that you can go to register, or you can call Dom at the Boys and Girls Club. That's all I have for this evening, Madam President. Thank you.
Public comment.
I just want to, I'm Maggie Forbes from the Library Music Hall. I just want to echo what Stacy said. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood all week, all month. August is a much maligned month. It's been beautiful. And I wanted to give special thanks to the fire department. event. We had a Touch a Truck event on August 2nd, and thanks to Lieutenant Dave and firefighter Phil, we had an aerial truck, and we were taking kids up in the bucket, and this kid got to go up in the bucket, and so much more than touching a truck. And then, of course, to see the fire department being so much part of the Centennial Celebration weekend. So we're so grateful that they were there to answer those 17 fire calls, but just as much that they're so much a part of the community all the time. And it was a thrill on Saturday to be standing under that tree in the dappled shade and just be part of the happiness that was Carnegie all weekend. I was at the crawl. I didn't make it back on Sunday. You did all 3 days. I only made it 2 out of 3, but and then on Saturday. But it was Main Street USA, and it was lovely. So thank you to you all for you all played that we all played that. So
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Anybody else?
Hi everyone, Joanne Letcher with the Carnegie Community Development Corporation. I'm here to say that, and to reiterate what Maggie said, great weekend, thank all of you, it was so much fun. And I think we made a record with the crawl as well. I think it's the biggest crowd we've ever had. So thanks to all of you, it was so much fun, and I think, we made the news,
all 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretending I said, that was the big.
It's good, it's good. But anyhow,
KDKA.
yeah, KDK, yeah. We have the raffle for the Carnegie Restaurant and Shopping Spree. We didn't get it, we weren't able to pull the raffle Saturday at 2 o'clock. We were missing a few tickets, but I have them all now, so I'm going to ask the mayor to pull them. And the proceeds, which were $1,710 from this, go towards the holiday banners that we'll be working on. That'll beautify East and West Main.
Won't mind it.
Oh, my.
It's worth about $1,200 worth of stuff. Okay.
That's not big rats. I
Yeah.
didn't use a sticker.
No, me neither.
Yeah, the winner is Jana Shem, and she's actually from Cranberry Township.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
And like I said, this is worth about $1,200 worth of treats in Carnegie.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone. I haven't been down here in a very long time, and I see a lot of new faces. My name is Mona Selling. I live on Lexington Court, and no, Mike, I'm not here to complain. Just trying not to. No, I'm actually hoping to get some information and some help trying to find maybe some grant money or a way we can go. 4 of my neighbors and I have been discussing this, and it's still residual problems from being flooded all the time, is that our landscaping and the trees, I know you guys went through the creek last year and cut some of them down. There is one, it's between my property and my neighbor's property, but it's actually on the edge of, on the edge of the creek, and it's leaning, badly. And we've been trying to cut branches down to try to keep it from being too top heavy, so it doesn't fall, but if it falls, we're all in trouble down there.
What's your address? Sorry.
318. And we've been trying to redo our yards because the grass is, it's trashed. The hedges, trashed. We're pulling them out. My neighbors planted new hedges. I'm in the process of pulling weird things that have been growing in mine. Both my neighbors on the other side of me, Sandy and Aaron, they're doing the same thing. And it's really expensive, and none of us have the resources, because, you know, 3 of us are senior citizens, and we all just have like one income. So even if we pull together, it's because of the tree people, how much they charge nowadays because of the area and the massive rainfall. It's blown up the prices crazy.
Keith, do you know what trees she's talking
No, any trees that's leaning toward the creek, anyway, we will take care of it, cut them down, get them out of there.
Oh, really?
And we're gonna go.
Because I even looked into my homeowner's insurance, they said they'll cover it if it falls. I'm like, I don't want it to
Anything
fall.
leaning towards that way, we don't want it to flood, so we'll take
Yeah,
care of it.
there's-
We're gonna go through there every so often and clean out too, so.
Yeah, because we were panicking because we were hearing it crack, and it's like, I don't want to wait till it's too late.
I'll take a look at tomorrow.
Because we had an estimate and everything, because we were like, okay, how much can you pitch it? I don't know.
about? Now, is it right in your backyard, like
It's
that
in the
direction?
backyard, but it's against like the very back.
Okay, you
Where-
said 325.
318.
318. Yeah.
I'll take it out tomorrow.
Between 318 and 320, the property line right there, there's actually 3 trees, like right in a row. The one at the very edge of the creek, because of the ground it's pulling away, it's starting to shift and crack. And everything down there has died. We've asked different people to come up and look, and they're like, it's not savable. And I'm like, okay. So I'm about to just cement over everything because I'm like, I have no idea I've been putting grass seed down, nothing's taken hold. And so we're trying to do our best to keep it pretty, you know, and usable. But we just need some help, and if because I've been online searching FEMA, anything like from a residual flooding incident to see if there's any grant money or something that we can use to,
Yeah, I don't know if there'd be grant money for.
or even really low-cost loans or something to,
Is there any non-private property there?
just the creek.
I mean, does it help to plant a new tree if you take it down in terms of? No?
No.
You don't want to, never mind.
No, it probably won't take right now.
I don't know, Steve can check it out. I don't think there's any kind of grants for residential property.
Best thing we can do is Keith said, we'll go down there, we'll take a look, and if it's something we can handle, that's what we'll start with.
I can check with the Shade Tree Commission. There's a meeting on Wednesday, this Wednesday at 7.
Here? Or
Shade Tree, yes, there's a meeting here. It's the 2nd Wednesday of every month. It starts at 6 o'clock. Called the Shade Tree Commission. You're more than welcome to come.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because we're all talking, we've run out of options at this point. And I'm just worried because it's coming up to winter time, and if the ice settles on those branches and stuff, it's just gonna, and then, you know, in the winter time, it's gonna be tough to pull it out of there. So I'd rather get, you know, at least address it before that happens. Because I don't want to see anybody go through that, including us.
So they'll go take a look at that.
All right. Yeah, and if anybody has, you know, any information on what we can do in the meantime, like as far as the grants, or I'm down there, drop a line. I talk to Steve all the time.
Keep them posted, Steve. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, general Councilwoman Welfare, Mike, anything?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to let everybody know, sure you saw on the agenda that we were supposed to give a resolution, but the recipient had a family matter and wasn't able to attend, so council will do that next month. As the mayor stated, it was a great weekend. I wasn't able to be at the crawl Friday night because of work obligations, but Saturday and Sunday were just fantastic. Saturday, I mean, the elected officials that came in and had such great kind words for our community, and I got to take part in the Battle of the Borough, first time, and it was a lot of fun. First time that cold water hits you in the face, though, it gives you perspective. these guys are engaging in when they're actually out fighting the fire. The car crew is just fantastic. It just keeps growing. The chief, putting it together, fantastic job. And just to see all my fellow council members, it would have been great if all of us could have attended. But I'm sure that the ones that weren't there had some reason for not being able to be there. But it was just great. And happy birthday to my hometown. And just very, very proud of you. Thank you.
Evan, you have anything?
Yes. I don't know how many people heard about this story. Several weeks ago in the city of St. Louis Park, Minnesota, the city council there voted unanimously to eliminate the Pledge of Allegiance from their meeting. Well, it made the papers, it made TV, and the next meeting, the outraged citizens of St. Louis Park, Minnesota, stormed, I shouldn't say stormed the meeting, but they got in the council's face, and what do you know, the council after that voted unanimously to reinstate the Pledge of Allegiance. See, when evil always comes and takes little bites, they don't try to go after the whole thing at one time. That way you figure, okay, this little thing I can live with. But the people were so outraged, you can live with it until all of a sudden everything's gone. But anyway, people were so outraged, they made a point to come to that meeting. Now I asked our manager, Steve Buter, to find out, before I get to that, our meetings always, the Carnegie Borough meetings, always started with a short prayer, asking for help and guidance, for the good and welfare of our people in our town. Well, that was eliminated mysteriously, and I say mysteriously because somebody has to know who and what is responsible for it. But I asked Steve to check on that, and all he was able to find out was one meeting there was the prayer, and the following month, the meeting, there was no prayer. Didn't say anything about who proposed it, there was nothing in the minutes or anything like that. Which is really amazing to me, because every time there's something that's happening like that, there's minutes of it. And there wasn't there. So I just don't understand. I'm sure somebody has to know what happened and how and why. But like I said, they're just like I brought up a couple meetings ago about even they're trying to eliminate the pledge of under God out of our Pledge of Allegiance. It's only a matter of time before, and just like, I believe it was the philosopher, Edmund Burke, the British philosopher, said, the only way for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. I think that if that proposal to eliminate the prayer from our meetings was made public, I think the people would have been here wondering why that happened and questioning who was responsible for it. Anyway. To me, that's disgraceful. That's all.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I wanted to talk about September is Recovery Month, but August 30th, it's International Overdose Awareness Day. And we have it every year. It's sponsored through CLEAR. It's the Coalition Leadership Education and Recovery. And it's always held at the Trinity Cathedral on 6th Street. And I'd like to do something with the borough before the end of my appointment, but there's going to be a class about treating opiate disorders. There's a Narcan training. At 10 o'clock, they will honor the families of those who passed. If you go there, it's right by where Gimbel's used to be, so that's how old I am. I think Burlington's there. And so on that, it's the Burlington's here and the church is here, and they post everybody's picture who has since passed this year. And I have to tell you, I've been to a lot of funerals, more than weddings. At 11, they will honor EMS and then there's a prayer service. 11:45 is the ringing of the bells, and they'll ring. I think last year was like 400. The bell rings 400 for the people that we lost in Allegheny County. And noon is a interfaith prayer, and then there's a lunch after to follow. So if you know somebody that has lost a loved one, we welcome everyone down there, and we'd like to try to do something. I was at the Shade Tree Commission meeting last month, and somebody came and they plant trees. They were looking for new ideas. I think they partnered with McGee. So for every baby that's born, they planted 5 trees, and thus far there's 5,000 trees that they have planted. And so they want to make sort of like I was talking with her about making like a memorial to be able to plant a tree for a loss of a loved one. We have to get past this grieving process because the cycle doesn't break, and so I'll keep you updated on that. And that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Yes, you said August 30th?
August 30th, it's a Friday. Yes.
Do you have to register?
You do not.
What time did you say it started?
Well, the classes start, if you wanted to go to Narcan training, that starts at 11, but they'll start on 11 o'clock usually after the classes is when the festivities start, because then everybody lines up outside and they'll honor the EMS, and then from there they start with the interfaith prayer, and they'll ring the bells there as well. So.
Yes. I personally would like to take a couple minutes to thank everybody that volunteered. I mean, we take for granted people that put their efforts and volunteerism out there, and you can go above and beyond. I'm very grateful to my fellow council that came out and supported and celebrated Carnegie. I'm not originally from Carnegie, but I consider myself a Carnegie right now. But the fire department, the police department, the staff here, the community, the library, the Boys and Girls Club, it just goes on and on. Nothing's done by yourself. You need a group to make a village. And I think we have a really great town here. I'm very proud to be from Carnegie. And I just want to thank everybody that came out and everybody that supported it. Our year is not over. We can keep going and celebrating and keep making Carnegie better. So I just want to thank everyone for the great weekend. We were blessed with great weather and great crowds. It was just unbelievable. So thank you, everyone. That's all I had to say.
I have one thing to say. I forgot. There's a great picture of Keith and I. Come on, Keith. There's a great picture of us dancing on the website. Yeah. Go look under Parker's. That's thanks to Denise. I told you I'd mention you. So don't blush. It's okay.
Who led?
Who led?
He did.
Phil?
I just have a couple things this evening. First one is, Mikey, the nice thing about fighting fires is generally they don't shoot water back at you. So let me publicly apologize for hitting you in the face with the
Karma, Phil.
I wish I had meant to do that, but I didn't.
It's all good fun.
All right, it's all good. Give you a towing update. Everybody recalls the little towing incident that occurred at Crawl a few months ago. The gentleman that owns the Family Dollar building is proven to be just a great guy. He's reimbursing everybody for their costs associated with the towing of the cars. What we've asked everybody to do is by the 16th of this month to turn in a receipt. We'll bundle them all together. We'll let him know how much he owes. He'll send the borough a check, and then the borough will disperse it out to everybody. So if you happen to know, folks, we think 20 odd, maybe a few more people got towed. We've only had 10 people come by so far and turn in their receipts and let us know. When we put it out on Facebook and Nextdoor and what have you to try and reach out to folks, some people are procrastinators, but the 16th is the date. We'd really like to get that in here so we can follow through on the generosity of the gentleman that owns that building. So we've got that. Recycling, just a quickie little recycling update in your mail in the next,
By the end of the month.
by the end of the month. That's pretty safe. Yeah, by the end of the month, you'll get the new rules, regulations as it relates to recycling. Probably the biggest thing that everybody will need to pay attention to is that our recycling vendor will no longer be taking glass. So you'll need to put glass in your trash. I've already started doing that because even today, when they separate the recycling, the glass goes into the trash anyhow. So just putting it in the blue bin doesn't actually get recycled, it just delays the process. So it actually, if there's any kind of residue left in the glass, you know, spaghetti sauce or what have you, it could contaminate some of the good recyclables, and they'd end up throwing that away anyhow. So anyhow, be aware that relatively soon you'll be getting mailing from recycling folks, and I'll let you know what the new rules and regulations will be. Last thing I wanted to mention is County Councilman Pat Katina sends greetings to the borough on the occasion of the 125th anniversary. The statement was read on the bridge, but he wanted to send greetings to everybody here tonight. Apologize for not being there on Saturday. It's his son's birthday, and he took him to the beach for the week, and that was previously scheduled. So that didn't get scheduled before the 125th. I'm going to ask him about that. He's not quite that old. But in addition, Pat's having he's up for election next year, and we're going to try and help him. He's having a cornhole tournament, cookout, the public's welcome, you can register, there's prizes, there's this. It's up at Carnegie Park on Saturday from 1 to 4. You feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to fill in the details from there. But I think that's all I have this evening, Council President.
Thank you. And I just want to reiterate the 125th in this weekend. I want to especially thank Regina, because she did a fabulous job with everything. It was a lot to do, believe me. I mean, even just being near it, there was a lot to do. She just did a fabulous job. And the car crews, I've never seen so many cars, Chief. Honestly, I mean, they were not side
175, did you
streets.
say?
Is that how much I was going to ask you? 174.
174
I have never
cars.
seen that many cars at a car cruise, honestly. It was unbelievable. Really great. I tried to see all of them, but I couldn't. There was too many. But and I just wanted to thank Deneen, who's not here tonight, and all of our staff, and Steve, and Duran's. I wanted to thank Duran's because they had hot dogs and water for everybody, which was very nice.
Saturday and Sunday.
So, yeah, and Sunday, yes, they did. And so I want to thank them, and our Public Works, of course, always, our police, always, the fire department, the Historic Society, the Boys and Girls Club, the library, Representative Kolick, Senator Wayne Fontana, Pat Katina, Mayor Riley, Governor Wolf, and Lieutenant Governor Fetterman, and Jeff Keenan, who was the Master of Ceremonies. So he did a lot too. I mean, he was, get everything together. So. And Congressman Lamb, of course, yes, I have him.
The barbershop quartet.
Yeah, the quartet also, yes. If you didn't get to hear them, they were good. They were really good.
They recruited me.
Did they? That's right.
They were desperate.
That's right.
Yeah. They heard me singing on the side, they recruited me.
Maggie said they must be desperate.
They were good and desperate.
And if I'm forgetting anybody, is there anybody else that you can think of that I'm forgetting? I mean, it was wonderful, it really was. And it's not over yet, we still have a few moments to go, but thanks again, Regina, it was fabulous. And that's all I have to say. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Good night, right, all. Thank you all for coming.